Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you all, Toastmasters and guests, and especially thank you, Lisa, for a very interesting speech. I would like to first mention what Lisa's objectives for the speech were, talk about how she achieved them, maybe make a couple suggestions if I can think of them, and finish up by saying what really wowed me about this speech. In the introduction, the Toastmaster mentioned that Lisa was doing a project from a path. It's called Evaluation and Feedback. The purpose of this project is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. Let me put there we go. In chat, I put a link to a PDF that goes into more detail about this project if you really want to. Before the meeting, Lisa told me that she'd given a speech a few weeks back, gotten feedback about the need for more breathing and more pauses, and was determined to apply that change. Well, I feel we can all agree it worked. Lisa did put a lot of pauses in her speech and seemed to control her breathing, so she was never out of breath, pretty much did what she wanted to do. Here, I would like to make a distinction between two kinds of pauses, the pause for comprehension and the pause for effect. A pause for comprehension is like the period at the end of a sentence. Some of us have a tendency to talk and run on our sentence and so forth, forgetting that the audience has not heard the speech before. We need to stop at the end of a sentence, just like a period, so it can sink in. Lisa did this perfectly. Every sentence had a little dot right at the end, and we could go, yes, Dr. Lisa, I understand that. What's next? The other kind of pause is a pause for effect, where you're doing something and then stop to emphasize what comes next. Famous speakers who do that would include Barack Obama, famous for his pauses, and Donald Trump, who throws that in. So you have your choice of which model you prefer. Lisa, may I suggest if you wanted to go to the next level with pauses, you could put them in just before the important phrases. For instance, you could say the amazing power of naturopathic medicine, or you could say the amazing power of naturopathic medicine. You could say, my speech is directed towards people with irritable bowel syndrome, or my speech is directed towards people with irritable bowel syndrome. There was a third thing about this speech that was really a wow. Lisa showed us the process of taking feedback from a prior speech and applying it in their next speech. This really worked. It inspired me to think, I should work harder on doing that because it really worked for Lisa. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Madam General Evaluator.